Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday and it's Blabbing for Britain, where we talk about anything and everything for the next hour or so. And I'm joined by my friends and John, my co-host. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
It's good to see you again. And good morning, Stephen.
Morning, Stephen. How are you? Morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Yeah, everything is good. Right, okay. Blab news. We also saw the Blab last week, and we wrote underneath, said, is Blab here to stay? And you said yes, and I said yes, and everybody said yes. And then subsequently, there was another Blab run by somebody else, which Brittany made an appearance. Not on camera, she wouldn't go on camera, but Joel Comm was there, and Cliff Bodenweiser organised it. Cliff's a long-time member of Blab, and during the course of an hour's discussion, we discovered that Blab is refocusing, and Blab is, well, in Britain's words, is not for people to make shows on. Now that's a direct quote. There's no guesswork here at all. They are repurposing, and currently, well, they're going for mass market, and mass market they're going for is chat on mobile, video chat on mobile. Yes, on my, well, I get the facts that I know out, and then we can discuss it. And their concentration is on mobile. They put all the resources onto mobile, and they don't really, well, they didn't say as much, but they did say that Blab is not for shows, which is strange given that the number of shows that take place on here. Now, obviously that comes out of the blue. It was only 2 days ago that happened, and of course it happened in the middle of our night, because they tend to do these things at 2 o'clock in the morning, and nobody's going to stop to watch it. Cliff Bodenweiser show at 2 in the morning. So Blab is turning. It's turning towards mobile. It's turning towards the youth market. They're going for video chat on phones, and that's what Brittany wrote. Your thoughts?
Thoughts? Stupidity. There's so many people going for that market. It's like cutting your own throat. But what's a show? That's the other question, because we've got a little show.
Yeah.
It's nothing compared with the multi-delights and of broadcasting on 8 different things at the same time. So where does the definition of show come?
Well, I don't think a show is something that's organised. A chat just happens. And when we talk, we talk with most of the time with some purpose about things that matter. I think that they're trying to. They have got Blab employees out in the schoolyards of America at the moment, trying to introduce Blab to students. I get we all got a feeling on the Blab itself, where this was revealed, that they don't know where they're going. Now, this is not unusual for a startup, but they're trying to go for the mass market. Now, the thing that's been stated over and over is that they have created a community. I mean, we're all here together this morning with our friends simply because Blab exists, and there are communities on Facebook as well. It's probably the best guess is there are around 50,000 people involved in Blab at the moment, which is not the millions they were looking for. And obviously they're trying to get a viable proposition out of it. Now, it could be that they were just flying kites to see what the reaction was. And the reaction has been, my reaction straight away, because John and I have spoken about it, and we all 3 have spoken about it before, is that Blabbing for Britain is on Blab. That's it. And there's no need to look at other platforms. So as long as the Blab, from my point of view, there would be a Blabbing for Britain.
We discussed this a couple of months ago under the banner of what's the monetization strategy for Blab, and we didn't know then what it was going to be ultimately. But to focus yourself solely on what you might call the 16 to, well, even less,
1624, yeah.
And to try and it's an even harder sell than selling it to the business community. It's going to cost a lot more money to sell Blab to youngsters, and Facebook's just come up, and I saw it on my Facebook apps just a few days ago, the live streaming. So it seems crazy, but I'd love to know where they think they're going to get their money from, their revenue from.
Yeah. Well, the two main options, one of revenue from people who are actually using the system, and the other is to build it and sell it.
Sure.
If you're going for the build it and sell it model, which was what Bebo originally did, then obviously the more users you have, the more valuable it is.
Yeah.
I mean, got to be honest here. I mean, Blab is priceless to us. We've been able to get here every Thursday morning, have a natter and some fun, and I've done nearly 50 business interviews now. I mean, what's needed? Because Brittany was on her own, and she was being bombarded with opinions. Is a town hall where the CEO Sean Purick actually comes on Blab and says, "Okay, this is what we're going to do, and we'll continue the desktop version with the recording for another 6 months," or he could turn around and surprise us all and say it's forever. So we're in a state of flux as to what Blab are going to do. But as long as they're doing what they do on desktop, then we should stay here. There are two platforms in the background: FireTalk, which is two people on screen at the same time, and GoLiveWith, which Leland Best has seen it and been advising them, and that's due out this month. But there isn't. I mean, I looked after I watched the Blab the other day, and Zoom's a part of it as well, Kevin. After I looked for alternatives, 4 up on the screen at the same time. No such beast. No such beast. This is original.
There's 4 on the screen at the same time.
All right. Okay.
We've been playing with that in Kelvin's group.
Which one was that, John?
Zoom.
Zoom is 4 up, is it?
It's not like this. It's 4 differently, but yes. But it's paid for.
Is it? How much a month?
I don't remember. And you can play with it for free, but if you want to use it seriously, it's a paid for thing, because it's not aimed at the same place as Blab is. It's aimed at a paid community building situation.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Zoom's quite nice because you can get a bigger show area. You can have the whole screen as your show area, like you only get the 2 top squares, and then you can have your 4 people on the right hand side, but they don't have the live. We go through all these products. No one has 4 in the middle, live chat on the right, questions on the left, except Blab.
I've got to say, people going about reliability, but I've done 80 shows on it.
I also have to ask, where does Brittany really fit in reality?
Well, Brittany is a community manager, and therefore responsible for communications with the community. But the thing was that she just appeared on a Blab which was talking about the future of Blab, and she was put in a corner. Right, Kevin, if you want to come on here and talk about Zoom, please do so. If you or later. Morning, right? So good morning to everyone. To morning to Dan, to Paul, to Kevin. We're doing well this morning. Yeah. Okay. Now, so we do stay here as long as the letters really.
Well, you are repurposing, Stephen, aren't you? You've got this stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube and it's on Facebook. Yep. And we get more views offline than we do when we're live. So we're getting our message out there. Whether people watch the whole show or not, I haven't dug into, but people are watching us. Yeah, okay. And now, my tale of woe. Let's get this out of the way. Last Friday, 11:53, and I know the time because my browser history tells me 11:53. I had a show with Michael Q. Todd scheduled for 1 o'clock. And as advised by the pros on Facebook, I always reboot my machine an hour before the live show so that there isn't anything running in the background that's going to screw it up. So as my machine is clean and, you know.
This is your Windows machine, Stephen.
Oh, yes, this is a Windows 10 machine.
Oh, dear.
It was 11:53 on Friday. I rebooted. Did it reboot? Answers on a postcard. No, bloody didn't. It would not reboot. It would not reboot, and it kept preparing to do automatic repair, and it was going around in loops. And there's a video on YouTube which has had 247,000 views, and it is what to do when this message comes up on your Windows 10 screen. The video lasts 30 minutes. 247,000 people have viewed it. And at the end of 30 minutes, he says, wipe your hard drive and start again. Well, this was brilliant news, obviously, to be told that I mean, I'm backed up to, you know, I've been backed up to local drives, I'm backed up in the sky, no problems at all. Just a pain in the arse. But I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to wipe my hard drive. Why should I wipe my hard drive? It's mine. So over the course of the next couple of days, I experimented, and I can now give you 4 steps to repairing your Windows 10 when you get the message that's you're supposed to wipe and start again. 1, go to the Windows 10 website and download the OS to a USB stick. Okay. Switch up. Well, obviously you got that on another machine. Yep. So you've got the operating system on a USB stick. You then switch on your computer, and as it's switching on, you press F10 with the USB stick in your PC, and you switch it to boot off the stick. Yeah. Okay. You boot it off the stick, and then you then press F12, which takes you into the recovery mode. And if you dig through the rat's nest that is the recovery code, you can actually get your PC back and working. But I'm going to document that fully. I won't swear, obviously, when I'm documenting it. But I got my PC back, but it took 4 days. I mean, it just yesterday afternoon, I just rebooted it, and it said, "Hello, Stephen." So I'm happy now. But Windows 10, when it works, it's far better than Windows 8. But when it screws up, and you see your whole life flashing before your eyes as you can't get into anything, then it's a pain in the derriere. So watch out for a SlideShare, a video, and a blog about getting out of the dreaded Windows 10 loop. So that's it. That's my gripe of the week and fix of the week. So I'll debut that next Thursday live on Blabbing for Britain 28, because we're going to be here. Right. Anything happening in the world outside me, my PC woes?
Have you heard about that aeroplane that's ditched in the Mediterranean? Yeah,
France one. Or is it Air Egypt?
Egypt, yeah.
Yeah, and it's MS-804. It was flying from Paris, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Across the Med.
You can drop the thing in from the BBC website, can't you?
And disappeared off the radar. I mean, I thought so with the passengers, but this is the second time that a plane has disappeared over water.
In this case, they have the latest update says that they have some proof that it literally did plunge.
Oh, right, okay.
Rather than the breaking news.
Yeah.
Are you trying to put that in the?
Yeah, it's not working yet.
No.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Christopher. Yeah, Christopher's remark that Brittany wasn't put in a corner. Whatever happened, she did feel. I don't know what happened after the recording, but the future of Blab, as far as shows is concerned, we'll just have to wait and see. And we were just going to carry on and do our own thing.
And that's what most people will do, is just carry on anyway.
Indeed, yeah. I'll tell you what I did the other day, whilst Stephen is sorting that out. There is a video, which I'm just going to dig out, because we were talking earlier about broadcasting on other platforms. Now, one of the things you can do is broadcast on Facebook Live, when you give them permission to do so. And I can broadcast on my Facebook Live page. But the problem is, if you're from your phone or your tablet, you've got the quality, and the video quality, if you're on the phone, is okay if you're chatting to somebody, but if you're actually broadcasting, can be downright horrible. And the same with sound as well. What you want to do, in an ideal world, what you'd love to do, is to broadcast a Facebook Live on your desktop. Well, I have news for you. You can, and you can do it for free. And it's obviously another blog coming on here. I can see it. There's a video which I'll post a link to in a moment whilst everybody else is talking. If you download a piece of software called Vmix, V-M-I-X, and put it onto your desktop, and then you watch the video, the link I'm going to post to you, it shows you step by step how to get from your camera into Vmix, from Vmix out to Facebook Live, and out to anywhere that you want to broadcast. That's where things get interesting. I'm live. I'm anchoring direct into Blab today, but I could have come via Vmix. Jonathan Tripp yesterday broadcasted on Blab and on Facebook Live at the same time. Most of the time it worked fine, but occasionally there was a lag, and the lip sync was off. So you read what he was going to say before you actually heard him say it, which is fine for a few seconds or so, but if you're doing an hour's show, pain. So if you want to go Facebook Live, if you want to go from your desktop, watch out for a blog from me later this week. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay, and our friend Paul says that he's using OBS Studio. Oh, right. Well, Paul is here. Paul produced his first show last night. He might come on and talk about it for a moment. But I'd just like to say a public thank you for the mention that Blabbing for Britain and I and John got in your show yesterday. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. It's very good, and the show was good too. I enjoyed watching it, which is the key. It was clear that you both of you got on well, knew each other, and knew what you were talking about. And when you know what you're talking about, as I did most of the time, and John and Stephen know what they're talking about all the time, then it works. Right. Okay. Now, where shall we go next? Let's have a lighter topic, shall we? Because we've had nothing but doom so far on Blab and Windows 10, and unfortunately the air accident. So let's go back to the news page. Is there anything, John? Is there anything that you have?
Can't get rid of the cough. That's the first piece of non-news.
Okay.
The largest collection of preserved diesel railway engines is visible for the next 3 days at the Severn Valley Railway.
Oh, right.
We've got together a huge collection of diesel engines for a 3-day diesel event starting today to celebrate their new diesel show. So, if you're into diesels, have a look at svrlive.co.uk, or if you're on Facebook, have a look at the unofficial Severn Valley Railway group to see some fantastic pictures of some fantastic engines. Advert over.
Well, it's not. It's an event. It's an event. Yeah, I mean, talking of events, if you want to support a worthwhile event, of course, this weekend, most weekends throughout the UK, it's the Run for Charity, isn't it? the pink what's cancer research run.
Is that the run or the walk, Stephen? Because my future daughter-in-law was doing a walk throughout London.
Right. Okay.
Sunday, I think it was. But there's another one, is there? So you need to promote that.
Race for Life.
The Race for Life. The Tesco. That's the Tesco's one, isn't it?
It's sponsored by Tesco's. Yeah, they're amazing events. I mean, this is Angelica's been doing it for 12 years. And my Susan, my fiance's daughter, did it this year, and it's so infused Sue that she's going to be doing it next year, and they're hoping to do a 26-mile walk through the night throughout London. So I say good luck to her, and we'll obviously help her in the training by cycling or driving in the car as she walks and runs. But it's got to be a good thing, and I don't know how we can promote it on Blab, presumably by running a Blab or two about it. Oh, yeah, truly. I mean, one approach that you could take is to find other people who are involved and have a show with people who are taking part.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
that sounds like a great idea. That sounds like a great idea.
That's one possibility.
And moving on from diesel engines, I just want to give you a little bit of a story about buying fences online. Yesterday we're doing up the garden and we're looking for fences and trellises and all sorts of stuff. And we found a website called Buying Fencing Direct or something like that. Fence buying online. Yeah. I'm just trying to put the link in here, but I can't quite get it.
No, none of the links I've tried pasting are working today.
None. Okay. Well, the bit that tickled me was that we'd spent about half an hour trying to select the fences that we wanted, and we couldn't get rid of the delivery charge, which was supposed to be free. And so we actually phoned the company up. So we're doing it online, all this e-commerce stuff, really quite fun. And I heard the classic words from the boss. "Oh, don't do this to me. Oh no. Can I phone you back tomorrow, Stephen?" So he was struggling with tech, just like you, Stephen, like you were. But it was the classic talking to the computer as if the computer knew that this was the right time to screw up, and I didn't do it. And then this morning they called me back. So, an e-commerce site, customer experience, brilliant. Calling me back this morning, and went through the order. But again, it was this old, "Oh, come on, oh." And they're explaining to me that they're trying to take this amount off that one, this amount off that one, but the computer wouldn't let me. So it was great in sort of customer experience and the relationship with the customer, which was, I'm trying to work for you, but this damn software won't let me. But it was really quite fun and endearing. That's the thing. It was endearing to me as a customer. I was having a bit of a problem, and then they were. So I just wanted to float that one. It won't let me drop a link in either. But rather than Peter's coffee advert, I thought we'd give one for. And Stephen's coming in twice.
Oh, no, that's Stephen's drop-ins are working.
Oh, I've got it right. Cool.
But it won't let us drop in.
That's a screenshot.
No, obvious favouritism there, John.
I just wanted to check that the screen share was working. If I resize the browser, because I just wanted to bring it up as a topic. Okay. Right. So there you have it. Because we're in the middle of Google I/O, aren't we? The days when Google announced what's happening, and I must admit I've not caught anything which is groundbreaking.
No, but as part of this, they announced Duo, which is a competitor for Blab in the playground.
Ah, right, okay. Hello? You mean hello and Duo? There you are. Okay, right, off you go.
I think that was it. But interestingly, in the Houses of Parliament yesterday, the Queen's speech, there was mention of autonomous driving vehicles and also a couple of other tech related and laws and announcements that are going to come out. But we could actually see real world autonomous driving vehicles going all over the place. And somebody was talking about the potential to offer a service to people who are, quote, driving an autonomous device. So you could offer breakfast service to people on the M1 or as they're driving or being driven. And you know, you can sort of see an Uber type thing as well. So it's coming. It's coming. It's coming along.
An interesting report on Radio 4 yesterday, where a reporter went for an autonomous drive and said she felt it impossible to keep her feet off the pedals and her hands off and she was frightened silly when the car started doing its own thing.
Would you trust one?
No. Don't trust the wife's driving. Why should I trust a computer driving?
What? It wouldn't be Windows driving, it would anyway.
Well, it wouldn't be Windows 10. Not if I had a vote, anyway.
So, Blab is going to hit the playground market.
Yeah.
And Google are too. That's where Duo is partially aimed. I know it said FaceTime competitor on that review, but it's video messaging, which is really what Blab are trying to take to the playground if they're doing this on a mobile. Who is going to win? Google or Blab? I just cannot see Blab competing against the might of Google.
It's very difficult for anybody to. There's sort of Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn to a lesser extent. They're the major players, aren't they?
How many times have you visited LinkedIn lately?
Where?
LinkedIn's dying. Honestly, apart from a hardcore, you ask people when you see them today, have you been to LinkedIn lately?
No,
How many people go, actually, no, you know, I think it's got to be 2 months since I last went on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Isn't all this tech, even the Blab implementation, isn't it a Google?
Yeah, it's WebRTC, Google technology. Yeah.
So,
quite right.
To answer your question, John, I mean, it's Google tech, you know, and as per, well, as could be, you can sort of see Google playing with it, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, this is based on TOKBox, TOKBox, which makes use of WebRTC.
Mr. Bizpaul, why don't you come in on the spare seat? Shall we unlock the seat and let Paul in?
Yeah.
You come and join us, Paul. Please. Nice, please. Pretty, please.
It's just getting kit sorted out. Because we've got to remember. All right.
Us being inspirational, though, I'm not totally sure about that comment.
What I'm looking for today or tomorrow in Google I/O is the announcement of YouTube Connect. Is it Google Connect or is it Google YouTube Connect? I'm not sure. And that's their vid. Oh, right. Okay, Paul. That's their latest.
Google Daydream.
Oh, right. Okay. And they are supposed to be producing two. One is under the Google umbrella, and the other one is under YouTube. YouTube Live? Oh, I don't know. I'm losing track.
A good point you raised, though, Stephen, because I'm sure somewhere somebody's got an infographic showing all of the players, the tech. And if they haven't, maybe we ought to do one. Quite like that idea.
Yeah, really good. Right. Well,
oh, and the interesting thing about Duo.
Yeah.
Do you remember all those knock jokes as we were kids?
Knock.
No, knock. Who's there?
Well,
there's a feature in Google Duo called Knock, and you can see the other person before you decide to accept the call.
Right. Okay. Yes, there are definitely different markets for different pieces of software. I would suggest. I don't know. Is that a date now?
They're being set up to be bought. Blab are being set up to be bought by somebody.
Yeah.
Because by adding the Blab implementation of RTC into another offering, that would make sense to me.
Well, I can only, this is obviously a coincidence, but this Blab has just been tweeted out by Blab themselves. So there you go. We must be doing something right. They've tweeted it. Yeah.
Ask them, come on air.
No, they're not officially here. Only when their names appear. No, it's very kind. So thank you to... I
think I'll retweet that one.
To Blab for tweeting this out. All right. Okay. In other news, quick, find some news.
I have some family news that's not good, I'm afraid. My dad's back in hospital. He was found underneath the bed on the early hours of Monday morning. Well, early hours, 7:30 Monday morning by my mum. And I'm not sure if he'll come back out again, if I'm really honest.
Oh, shame,
so we'll have to wait and see.
It's a difficult time, John.
I've got it may be interesting or not. You'll be aware that Peston on Sunday started a couple of weeks ago, Robert Peston's new show following Martin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've got a bit of a bee in my bonnet about Allegra Stratton and her use of what they're calling Screeny, which is this sort of 50-inch interactive TV screen.
Yeah.
They come on, both weeks they've come on and purported to talk about Twitter responses to various issues like the EU referendum. and I sort of tweeted at them saying, for goodness sake, this is not the sort of information that we really need, or that the viewing public really want. As you know, I've got what you might call text analysis software.
Yeah, sentiment analysis. Yeah,
indeed, yeah. And we've been tracking the sentiment regarding the EU referendum for about a month now. And I tweeted back at them the latest sentiment. You know, it's based on around about, at the moment, about 200,000 documents or tweets.
Yeah.
And the sentiment is different per topic, so to speak. So for employment, for immigration, for I think about 4 other types of issue. And it actually tells you what Twitter is thinking or what people are saying, rather than this inane bloody thing that they show on Screeny.
Yeah.
And so I just, if we can find any way to say to ITV and Mr. Peston himself on his, because he uses Facebook Live, I think, for his little 5-minute taxi rants. So I think maybe I need to do that one at him. Yes, I think I'll do that. Yeah, that's cool. So I just want sentiment, and sentiment swings wildly across the different topics. So immigration and the economy, completely different views about whether people want to stay in or not. But we'll find out in about 4 weeks, 6 weeks.
4 weeks, ish.
Yeah, so that should be fun and games.
Because for the 19th,
over a month, isn't it?
Yeah,
and I reckon again, it's a topic for a Blab, isn't it? My goodness. That's a topic for a Blab.
Yeah.
Topic, write it down. And what other news have we got?
What happened there? Morning, Steve. Right, okay. Well, that obviously was not. He
was clearly the thought police knew what he was going to say.
Yes, but
the people down in Gloucestershire decided he couldn't say it, so he's been cut off. Yes, conspiracy.
We do feel that there occasionally strange things happen. Hopefully, Stephen will come back, because we are getting, interested in what people's opinions really are, and if he has been sort of watching 200,000 tweets and doing sentiment analysis on that, and can give us insights into what people are actually thinking, rather than.
So if he's been analysing 200, perhaps GCHQ really are watching him.
Right.
Morning, Ian.
welcome. Nice to see you. Yeah, so there we are. We were talking. Yes, you do seem to have gone. You more than welcome to come back. We didn't touch a thing. Now the Jon and I touched a thing, and you're a host, and you can come straight back in, mate. That's your phone, Jon. And yes, it's all happening on Blabbing for Britain. People disappearing, phones are ringing. It's just a normal week in our lives. Right. Okay. So you're saying that the analysis of the tweets, the emotions shown for different categories, different topics are different.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Okay.
Interesting. EU.play.io. Yes, I know we won't be able to put it into the live thing. I was thinking about it.
Yeah. Or if you put it in, if you open a separate browser window and just share that.
Okay. And
open a separate browser, post the URL to it, and then do the purple share of that area of your desktop.
Purple share of the desktop?
Yeah, the button to the left is purple as opposed to the button to the green.
Yeah.
And the left one shows your desktop. Right.
Open the Chrome and open a different copy of Chrome, paste the URL, get the page on your screen, come back here, press the purple button.
Sounds very difficult, Stephen.
No, press the purple button and you will be presented with the things that are on your desktop. Just go straight to the Chrome. The only thing that can go wrong with this, Stephen, is if you pick the wrong browser, and we will see multiple copies of ourselves going back into infinity.
Lovely. Well, I got no purple buttons.
Oh.
And no, because you have to close what you've got open now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Exciting, isn't it? Ah, purple button.
A purple button. Yeah, we're excited by a purple button. Such is the level of
add to Chrome. Oh, I got to add the extension.
Right, okay. Well, while Stephen's cooking that one up, we'll carry on. Of course, we've no football to talk about now.
Well, there was one game.
We do have some football.
Do we?
Well, in fact, there were 2 games this week because Liverpool lost at home last night, didn't they? So they're not going to get any European football this season.
Right. Indeed.
The prize was a Champions League place. And the replay of the put off by training explosive device.
Oh, right. That's something we can talk about, isn't it? Yes, of course. That was the sporting story of the week.
Right, Stephen, instead of posting a link in and then pressing the purple button, just press the purple button and then navigate to your...
Hang on.
That's it. Now press the purple button and then navigate to your... That's it. Now navigate to the window you've got it in. Takes a few seconds.
Woohoo! Oh my goodness.
That's the wrong browser.
Right.
I did say that if you got the wrong browser, we'd be going back into infinity. Oh, yeah. So there you are. There are thousands of us on the screen at the same time. Such is the wonder of technology. We're looking backwards at ourselves. Best thing to is close the window in total. Close that window. X that out.
This one here.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. And now, when you do the purple bit, you want to pick the other browser. Then you
want to pick Chrome instead of Firefox.
I'm on Chrome. Both are on Chrome.
Yeah. So your second Chrome window, and this time, after a few seconds, as Jon said, persistence pays. Patience is a virtue as well. And
that's not. No, I'm not doing it right.
All right. Okay. No worries. We can check that out later.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But we're going back to talking about this. Oh, sorry. Kevin's relieved that there's no football. I've got some bad news for you, Kevin.
Yeah, there is.
Cricket season.
Cricket. We're banning cricket talk, aren't we?
No, we can't. Hang on. Just a minute.
They don't play cricket up those way, do they?
They play cricket for the length and breadth of England and Scotland, Ireland, Wales, Holland. And in today's story, I'm just going to go with it for a moment. I know you'll let me. It's the first test between England and Sri Lanka. Now, you would think that Sri Lanka had no chance against the mighty England. Well, that's not true. It's going to be a very interesting and equal contest because they have batsmen and they have spin bowlers which can bamboozle the best. But that's cricket, and we don't talk cricket on Blab, apparently. I'll keep you informed of what happens during the test. No, it's taking place.
You've been talking just for the last few seconds because I really couldn't hear anything.
Oh, right. Okay. Now I understand.
Hey, there is some cricket news here, though.
All right. Okay.
An announcement from Edgbaston.
Yep.
The new Bears beer. The Edgbaston is having its own beer called the Bears.
Okay. And it will be available in the local.
That's interesting. But this thing where they hit this bit of leather with a bit of willow.
What's wrong with a game that lasts 5 days?
It just.
You tell me. I mean, look. Oh dear. I mean, this T20 stuff, which is obviously exciting, is cricket, but not the real cricket. The real cricket lasts for 5 days. For my sins, I was living in Nelson, which is pretty close to Burnley. It's not the Welsh one; it's the Lancashire one. And Nelson Cricket Club. I'm going to bore you with cricket for a couple of minutes now because you've asked for this. But the Nelson Cricket Club is members of the Lancashire League, which is the premier cricket league in the UK. And you've got Nelson, Comm, Haslingden, Bacup, Todmorden, Rawtenstall, all and the game then was very simple. You had 10 local players and 1 pro. Now, when we talk about pros, if I mention Wes Hall, blank stares, Charlie Griffiths, Capel Dev.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, right. Okay. I got up to the 70s now. Anyway, I started off as a scorer, and that's the guy who keeps score. And I eventually became the secretary of Nelson Cricket Club, and in my 20s, the youngest secretary in the league. And I had to. I was designated by the chairman, Johnny Greenwood, who said, "Can they go and pick up pro?" So he sent me off to Manchester Airport to pick up our pro for the season, who was Safraz Nawaz, and it was his first time in England. Now, Safraz went on to become one of Pakistan's top wicket takers over the years, a really magnificent bowler. And I had to bring him back from Manchester Airport. Well, I met him okay, no problem with that. And you know the motorways outside Manchester Airport are not well signed. Well, we ended up in Saddleworth, which is a bit of a way from Nelson. So I gave him the scenic tour of Lancashire on our way to Nelson, and he probably doesn't remember that. I remember it vividly because the chairman said, "Where the hell have you been?" And I said, "I've just come back from the airport." Okay, cricket story over. True story. And
Now,
we've mentioned Safraz.
Just a question: were Nelson Cricket Club sponsored by Nelson Computer Services?
No, they were sponsored by Lion Brewery.
Lion Brewery.
But those go back in the day.
Nelson Computer Services, your one-time employer?
They were, but that's purely coincidence. And that's because it was the brothers Nelson, 2 brothers, who the surname of Nelson, no connection with the town. I'm going to confuse you now because Nelson Computers was based in Rawtenstall, and Rawtenstall is sort of 15 miles away, and Rawtenstall is where the flying. This is going to come full circle now because you were talking trains earlier. Is where they rebuilt the Flying Scotsman. Right, the Railway Preservation Society in Rawtenstall, I think, unless Stephen corrects me, had something to do with the rebuild of the Flying Scotsman.
The premises of the company that rebuilt it are on the Lancashire Railway.
Right. Okay. So there you are. I'm not talking total rubbish. So when I talk about cricket. So yes. The Flying Scotsman was repaired in Lancashire. Kevin can see me as an umpire. I'm not going to go into many umpiring stories because I'll probably save that for next week. But as well as my scoring duties for Nelson Third 11, when the real umpires, didn't turn up, I used to umpire, but only for the Third 11. I would never have umpired in the Lancashire League because you've got to be qualified to do that. Right. Okay.
So that's the East Lancashire Railway that you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
Buried Rowants. Did you call it Rottenstall?
Yes. It's just like pronouncing. It's Rottenstall. R-O-T-T-E-N-S-T-A-L-L.
And they have
from outside the area. Rottenstall, but it's not. It's Rottenstall.
So Stephen's coming back at us. Hey, the EU question.
Oh, right, okay.
Yes, thank God for that. Couldn't go away. Couldn't go without doing that. So this is.
Well, I did try to die on screen to save us from the cricket talk, but it didn't work, Stephen.
This took politics then, and the EU question. Can you explain what this is first?
Basically, it's an analysis of a roundabout. Let's just check a roundabout. It's an analysis of a couple of 100,000 tweets, real time, and we've provided or performed. Can you see this center screen here now? Yeah, there you go. It's an in-depth analysis of the emotional and sentiment content on issues like, well, wherever we ask it actually. But it came up with a file not found. Oh, I'll give up on this. Yeah, I'll give up on this.
Okay.
Do it another time. Do it next week. It's more exciting.
Right. Okay. Right. Quick advert for a show tonight, 7 o'clock, BST. I kept putting GMT in all the postings. Stupid. I know it's BST now. It's been pointed out to me on Twitter. Tonight at 7 o'clock is a topic which I know nothing about, but I do know the benefits of through other people. And Giovanna Draw Saunders will be talking about homeopathy. So that's on Blab at 7 o'clock tonight. If you've experienced homeopathy or you want to know more about it, then please join us. This is a Wiltshire Business Club event. And basically the first half hour will be myself and Giovanna, and then its members will join in and talk.
Is this similar to your Dan the Chocolate Man interview the other day?
Well, it's strange you should mention that. It is along the lines of the Dan interview, which I've got to say, and I can say it now. Is Dan still in the room?
He is, yeah. He just he laughed.
Right. Are you okay with my making an announcement, Dan? Just type. Yeah, why? Go for it. Okay. Now we do track the stats, and whilst we were live on air, we had quite a lot of views and a lot of replays. But the video on Facebook had over 300 views, and we had a good audience on YouTube as well. In fact, we had over 500 views in total of the show, which for a little show, Wiltshire Business Club, and getting the message about Wiltshire Business Club out, in this particular case about raw chocolate and Dan's enterprises. But we enjoy ourselves so much when we get together on Blab, Dan and I, that we're going to have a bi-monthly show, which Dan has titled, and it's a brilliant title, is rawchocolate.tv. And we will be talking, we've not arranged a date yet. Well, yes. See, I'm waffling. Dan knows what's going on. So Dan will join us. And
I've let him in, but
right, okay.
Doesn't seem to be working. There he is.
Good morning, Dan. Right, okay.
Morning, Dan the Chocolate Man.
How is everyone?
Fine.
Good.
Good.
Right. So,
happy birthday to Paula from all of us for the other.
Oh, don't. Oh, she's been dragging it out. We've literally just had someone turn up and bring her another present. So, Paula.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like this 50 thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it was over a week ago.
Was it really? Oh, right.
Yeah, but she's been celebrating for about 12 days now. Yes, happy birthday, love.
Thank you.
And yeah, we're going to do a bi-monthly Blab, aren't we? I have literally
Twice a month or every other month?
Good question. Probably every
we
other
have our
month.
biannual and our biennials. You know?
Well, probably every other month then. Certainly to begin with. And we don't really know what we're going to talk about other than chocolate sort of stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
And I have literally just this moment registered a domain name called rawchoc.tv.
Yes. There we are. Brilliant.
So hopefully we're going to use it as a way to try and get some more people involved in the Blabs, share recipes and experiences, and just share whatever comes across for people, and spread the word of raw chocolate.
That's it. We're a force for good. No, we're going to have. It's going to be a mix of information, having fun, and anything remotely connected with raw chocolate and chocolate making. And we're going to discuss the format tomorrow. We're discussing it on Blab, of course. In an unlisted Blab, we shall have a chat. But we're looking forward to rawchoc.tv on a Blab near you in June.
Yeah, I reckon so. And it might last 1 month. It might just go forever. Who knows? It might just go as long as Blab goes.
I'm going to say that I don't think we're under immediate threat. And you know, at the top left-hand corner it says episode 27. Well, when it says episode 52, we can all sit here smiling. I'm sure it will, because the undertext to this is they're actually using this for experimentation, and they're using this to test out everything that they put into a different app, which will be on mobile. So that's my take on it. But Blabbing for Britain is here to stay, and rawchoc.tv with Dan Nelson and myself starts in June.
So
exciting times. Yeah.
We do have a Blabbing for Britain website on the way as well, but due to family issues, I haven't been able to get the time to finish it. So maybe we'll cross-link the two.
I mean, it's an exciting time for video, isn't it? I mean, we've been saying this for ages, but the volume of video that's available. I mean, people are getting amazing viewing figures on Facebook Live. Yeah, I mean, I know you don't want to bore people, but the people who are doing it and doing it well, and doing it quality, are actually getting a good audience.
I'm going to have to dip out because I've got to Skype with someone in a minute. So
Okay.
Nice to chat, and I will keep you in the background so I can listen in and chip in if necessary.
Okay. Cheers, Dan. See you later.
Bye.
Cheers. Right. Well, I normally say this earlier, but I think we've been going for 55 minutes. We've been recording. Things have been going swimmingly. So, shall we say thank you to everyone who's joined in?
Cheers.
Yeah, nice to see Kevin and all the other people, Josh, etc., that joined us.
Yeah, we've had lots of people pass through today and
But we're not
join us.
going in when we say goodbye.
Observations. You know, it's good, and we'll be back next Thursday for 20. If you watched today, thank you. If you're watching the replay, we hope you enjoyed listening to us Blab for Britain for 55 minutes, and we look forward to seeing you on episode 28, and we look forward to being here for episode 52. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from Steve.
Up there, am I right?
Okay.